Two different women unalived within 4 months of each other during a conjugal visit with their husbands at a prison in California. You are hearing correctly. And for that reason, the family of the first victim is asking prisons to please rethink their security and their process in allowing conjugal visits. Let's talk about these two women. This is our first victim, Tania Thomas. She was 47 years old and was visiting her husband, Anthony Curry, back in July. Now, Anthony and her met in 1999. She then finds out she's pregnant. He leaves her. However, while she's in labor, she sees him on the news. Well, he had pew-pewed a woman and she survived. However, she was left blind and paralyzed. He received 30 years to life with the charge of second-degree attempted you-know-what. Now, she ends up reuniting with him and secretly marries him in 2023. She did not tell her family, and they have a 25-year-old son. Now, what's interesting is that he had been denied parole multiple times, and he actually was up for parole again in 6 months. And he had told her, the last time he was denied, please wait for me. Now, during these conjugal visits, they're between 30 to 40 hours, and they are required to be seen 4 times in a period of 24 hours. So every 6 hours. However, according to reports, she was not seen for over 10 hours. Now, they were staying at a 2-bedroom apartment-like facility, and the last time she was seen specifically was at 8 p.m. on June 30th when she was escorted to the visitation office to take her nightly medication. Then around 6:30 in the morning, Anthony, activates the intercom system, stating that his wife needed attention. He claimed that she was having a medical emergency, later telling investigators that when he woke up, he noticed blood coming from her nose. When an investigator, though, asked him about her eye, he said that he inadvertently poked her while they were sleeping. Additionally, Anthony was suspected of hiding drugs, so he was also taken to Sutter Amador Hospital for imaging. Unfortunately, at this point, she had passed, and they determined that the cause of her death was strangulation. Now, this is Stephanie Brinson, and her husband, David Brinson, unalived her back in November. Now, he was actually serving 4 consecutive life sentences for unaliving 4 men during a robbery back in the 90s. Now, according to her son, who is married and also has a child, he shares that his mom had met Brinson back in 1996. However, he never met him until about 2016. And, well, they were very close. They were a very close family. In fact, he allowed his mother to take his 3-year-old son sometimes to visit Grandpa Brinson. He did state that he was unaware that he was in jail for unaliving 4 men. He also stated that even though, he was uncomfortable or didn't like the idea and it worried him that she would be with someone that was incarcerated, he tried to be supportive. He wanted to see his mom happy and, he just tried to support her. He did state that he would hear them sometimes argue on the phone. However, didn't think anything of it. He said, quarrels between a couple, especially if one is in prison, is common. He also stated that they talked on the phone every day. They seemed very close as well. Everything was going well. However, on November 13th, around 2 a.m., David Brinson tells officials that his wife had passed out. Officers immediately began life-saving measures and called 911. She was pronounced dead a short time after. As I mentioned, she was strangled, just like Tania. Now, as they're continuing to investigate, the son, her son, says, that he starts changing what transpired or what happened. Brinson starts changing his stories, including the exact time and location where he found her. Specifically, they said that he would say, she passed out on the floor or she was passed out on the bed. That's when they started thinking something is wrong here. Now, he is under investigation. He has not been charged yet, unlike Tania's husband, who has already been charged. Now, due to these two incidents, all of the conjugal visits right now in the high security prisons in California have been paused. Thank you, Jesus. However, let's talk about this a little bit. They state that the visits are intended to support family connections and successful rehabilitation. The only people that don't get conjugal visits are the ones that are on death row or have SA offenses. So I can unalive someone and I can still get a conjugal. Okay. Also, if they're under any disciplinary restrictions, they do not have access to it either. The family visits are a privilege, and incarcerated persons must apply and meet strict eligibility criteria to be approved. Again, they have to be seen 4 times within a 24-hour period. And they're staying 30 to 40 hours and staying in places that are like apartments. There, they have like 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartments. I will keep you guys updated. This all kind of blew up because Tania's family, the first victim, saw her on the news or saw what happened to her on the news. And at this point, they started calling media, reaching out and saying something needs to change. This cannot continue to happen. As I said, I'll keep you guys updated. Follow for more. Talk to you soon.